All right, we'll talk about the do's and don'ts of gear, where to get it from, what to upgrade, what not to upgrade. Let's just start off with right now, if you're under level 50, the only way to get fortress gear, which is the gold gear, okay, which is all this gold gear, is by doing the research. And I have the video up on YouTube on research going up today, as well as how to get the gold gear fast. With that being said, I'll show you real quick what the research table is. Pointed research is very vital for gear late game, because this is where you can spend daily energy and supplies on gear shards, right? So you got your visor, your micro reactor, you have gold dust, and then also these. The biggest ones to worry about would be micro reactor, exo, and visor shards. Deep sea exploration, right? As you see, boom, phase 2. You get more stuff. There's gear, goodies, all that kind of good stuff. Anyways, let's get back to the gear. All right. So when it comes to gear, you're going to be looking for gear like this. Okay, so we'll start off with the basic gear. Helmets. Let's say you're running flame, which is what I'm running. Primarily, you would want to find attack, your element, another element, and then a resistance of some sort, or health. And then you would want to upgrade and hope to roll on either attack or flame attack. So when you roll on your gear, let's say my chest piece, right? Enhancing your gear and advancing your gear are two different things, all right? So you can see here on the top right, it'll say physical, HP, frost, flame resistance. This gear that I'm wearing, upgrading it, the only two stats I benefit from are HP and flame resistance. So this piece of gear is absolutely trash, okay? Right here, another bad piece, but I benefit a little bit from Volt and Flame when I have it, equipped. So right now I'm upgrading all my gear to 5 stars. When I'm done upgrading all my gear to 5 stars is when I start looking for better gear to slot. So really you want like this piece. This is a decent piece. Okay? Because if you look, you want to roll 3 decent stats basically, because we're going to be getting, yeah. Now, when it comes to hands and boots, those are the only 2 in the random stats where you can get crit, okay? So primarily for a god roll piece, you would want a piece like this. Let's see. So this is on my PC account at the moment. Yeah, the crit's actually not bad for starting out. I actually have really good crit to start. So on my PC account, we have gear, same thing. However, you'll notice a couple different things. Now, you'll see how this piece is a Titan micro reactor. So your goal going forward is to save any gear that has at least 3 rolls like this. You see how this has attack, crit, and volt? To tighten this would be tremendous, because then I can raise the attack, volt, and crit even higher, right? this is where it starts to get confusing. Right now, there's only 4 pieces we can tighten on PC. Gloves, bracers, pants, and then the micro reactor. So when you tighten something and you hard pity it, so you do this 80 times, you'll unlock an extra skill. I unfortunately got one of the worst ones. I got block level on my micro reactor. Gloves are super important to tighten. But as you can see, when you augment it, and you can see how this glove looks different from this glove, you gain extra augmentation stats. So I got an extra physical and frost resistance. On my shoulders, I get physical and volt attack. You see how I have frost attack up here? This looks like a trash piece of gear. Well, I got lucky and I rolled over 1,000 frost attack. So now I have augmentation stats, bonus stats. So now I have 1,000 extra volt and almost 1,000 extra physical. Same thing down here. You see how I rolled attack, physical attack, frost attack? Now I have frost attack, physical attack, attack, plus I have volt attack percentage and flame attack percentage. So this piece of gear primarily can be used on different builds. So it's easier in the long run for people like us who don't spend money. And yeah, you want elemental attack and attack, but elemental attack I believe is better. But yeah, so because I spent a year playing this game and I have never rolled anything over higher than 3k crit. I've never rolled anything 4k. I've never rolled anything like that. But when you tighten your gloves, like, these gloves are already better than my other account that I was a Kraken on. Crit rate comes from this piece. Crit rate is pretty copium. However, it is very good for CS. So if you're trying to boost your CS and you got a crit rate piece, it's worth so much more CS. It's one of the highest things for CS in this game. I don't remember what was up there. So yeah, your eyepiece is the only thing that gets crit rate, but you still want frost attack percentage. That's what I'm going for on my account, on this and on my PC account. But right now, this is my frost team. This is my meta team. Zeke, Fiona's yeah, see? 350 highest crit Snowpea's ever rolled. Exactly, you see? I've never rolled anything higher. So with tightening, when you get to Titan gear, it's going to be important that you guys save what we call 3 stat liners. And here's some do's and don'ts when it comes to your gear. All right? When it comes to your gear, don't waste your blockers on regular Fortress gear. I'm talking helmets, gloves, shoulders, any of these. The only time you use blockers on those, the only time you ever use blockers is if you're rolling gloves and or boots. And let's say your first 3 rolls, you hit crits. Then you can block. Okay? And what I mean by blocking is when you're upgrading and enhancing your piece of gear or advancing your gear, you can see here that I'm going to select all, right? over here on the right side of my screen, you see these little, what I call the Dragon Ball radars, right? You can use them and you can block off certain substats, so that way you have a 33.3% chance instead of a 25% chance. So save your blockers, because you only use blockers on gear like this. Where is it? Oh, it's on my other account. Like this. This is something I would potentially use my blocker on, right? Rolling this. Because this is a 3 stat liner, and this would not be a bad piece of Titan gear, okay? Depending on how it rolls. Yeah, you block after 3 stars if rolls are good. However, if you have a 3 liner like this, you can go block this if you're going to try to Titan this. If you are like Volt Physical, yeah, save your blockers for a very important gear. Like this, I'm not Frost on this account, but if I were to upgrade this and I was Frost, I would block that. I'd block HP all day. So when it comes to these pieces though, like I said, just remember to save your gear even if you're not using it at the moment. Save your gear. Do not, and I repeat, do not scrap your gear and recycle it into crystals if it's gold. Just save it, okay? Because you're going to go through later on and you're going to find pieces of gear that you may think are bad now, but may end up better tightened in the future. Now, another important thing to take away from this is enhancing your gear, advancing your gear. We just talked about advancing your gear. Let's talk about enhancing it. As you can see here, all my gear has numbers next to it. 15, 10, 19, 15, 15, 15. So technically, that piece of gear is in fact level 15, but you can switch over, if you see here, if you equip it, you transfer that 11 levels over to the other piece, right? So there is a certain way you want to upgrade after you get your journal done, okay? Because your journal here will tell you to level up certain gear to a certain level. I think it's like 14 or 15. Let's see. There's some. I don't remember where. So after you're done filling out your journal, you can min-max your stats. And to min-max your stats, I have a guide here, and I'll put it in the description on the YouTube because this is going to be a YouTube video. This guide will tell you how to enhance each stat slot. Gloves are always going to be the highest stat that you level up. Like, I will level this up to 20 and then to 24 and then wait till I can get it to 25. Because you get crit. You get more crit out of that if you do it this way. You'll get more crit early on. Same with boots. But you do gloves, helmet, shoulder, bracers, and boots. Always get leveled up. Then you take the waist, pants, and chest to level 5. Then you max up all your the gloves as high as they can go. Once you get gloves maxed up, like right now I'll show you. We're going to enhance our gloves. Level 20. I can't level up to level 50, so then we start here. Helmet. And then now when I get more, I'll move to shoulder, bracers, boots, then come back and do chest, waist, and pants. But I will show you a secret. There is a way to reset these. And the way to reset these is if you go buy 8 boxes, Actually, we won't need 8. We will only need 3 at the moment. Okay, so we're going to take out, then go back to backpack. Take pants out. I probably have these in my inventory anyways, but it's okay. And then chest. Okay. Now what we're going to do is right now, if you look at my stats, let me get my actual stats on so you can see. Okay. Make sure I'm on the right thing. So I have 10k flame attack at the moment, right? 10k flame with 7,500 crits. So remember that. It may not show much now because we're still early level. So if you want to reset your gear stats, like the numbers, all you do, equip, say yes, equip, equip. Now you're going to go put that gear back on. And it's best to maybe lock the gear you don't want to scrap just in case. So now we're going to equip it, but we're not going to transfer it. We're going to hit OK. Now you see that the 15 transferred to the green armor, right? Don't transfer. Hit OK. Equip. Don't transfer. Hit OK. Now, when we go and recycle gear, you see the 15. We're going to go ahead and hit recycle. You're going to see we're going to get 240 capsules back, 21 advancements, and then I believe half of our gold, or all of our gold back, and then only part of the crystals. So yeah, you get all your capsules, all your advancements, and all your gold back. Okay? And I'm going to do that to both pieces, all 3 pieces. I'm just going to recycle this all. Boom. Okay. So now what you do to min-max it, what I would do is I only enhance this to level 5 just to get the first bonus, because every 5 levels, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, every time all your gear hits that, you get a little bit of an extra bonus, but it doesn't really matter till late game. Okay. So, okay. Now you see equipment master level 1. Now what I'm going to go back and do, since I scrapped that gear to get my modules back, we're going to be able to enhance helmet. We can enhance shoulder, bracers, and then boots. So now, as you can see, we have slightly more attack, and I believe slightly more crits. But once you get higher levels, you'll be able to see the min-max more. It's just we're just too low level right now. We don't have enough modules. So, just to review the video, we'll go over a couple things. 1, save your gold gear until we get to the stage of Titan. Always save your blockers unless you're using it on what we call Vera gear, which is visors, combat engines, micro reactors, and we call this the chicken bone, the exoskeleton. Don't waste your reactors on anything other than those unless you roll into crit 3 times, then you can start blocking on boots and gloves. Save 3 liners like this. And If it was me, I would worry about getting gear, getting it upgraded, getting your CS up, getting your stats up, then start cycling best in slot pieces. Start looking for those best in slot pieces. All right. That's it for the advanced gear guide in depth. You guys can catch me live at twitch.tv/TonytooGhost, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, everyone. That's it for today. I just want to say thank you guys so much for sticking around until the end. And if you found this video helpful, hit the thumbs up, sub to the channel, hit that bell mark, get notified anytime we upload a new video. If you want to check me out live, I'll be over on Twitch. The link will be in the description, or you can just follow the URL on screen. Come see some BP in action live. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.